Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, I'd like to do another kind of role play session with you today around you acting as a professional coach and me as the coachee counterpart. I'm going to give you some specific instructions. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I'm ready when you are. Just let me know the scenario and any details I should know to get into character.
So, look, you are a professional coach, and I've come to you just for some quick advice. I want this to last no more than kind of like 5 or 6 minutes. Um, I want you to use the grow model, and I'm sure you understand the grow model. Maybe give a quick overview of the grow model first, and then dive into each phase. You don't have to say explicitly that you're doing it, but just kind of go through the phases. Ask a couple of questions each time. How does that sound? Do you want to repeat back to me what you've heard and understood?
Sure, we're going to do a quick role play session where I'm your coach and you're seeking advice. We'll use the GROW model, which stands for goal, reality, options, and will. I'll guide you through each phase with a few questions to help you find clarity. Does that sound about right?
That sounds fantastic. Let's go for it.
Great. Let's get started. First, let's talk about your goal. What is it that you want to achieve in the next few months?
So look, I would like to do something a bit kind of smaller, if that's okay. Something a bit more tangible. Do you mind if we just focus on a smaller thing rather than kind of a really big picture?
Of course, let's narrow it down. What's a specific, tangible goal you'd like to achieve soon?
So look, partly it's just kind of organising all the work that I've got from all the various different areas, and both. I mean, from that, just kind of my work and personal life. I've got multiple streams. I'd like maybe to find out just one or two little tips and tricks of things I could maybe use. How about that?
That sounds like a very practical goal. Let's look at your current reality. How are you currently managing these multiple streams of work and personal life?
So I've got a whiteboard beside me with just like chaos everywhere, things written in multiple columns, multiple post-it notes. I've got inboxes and emails. I've got text messages. I've got phone calls I haven't replied back to. Just the usual kind of overwhelmed data overloads that most people seem to have these days.
It sounds like you're juggling a lot. Now, let's explore some options. What tools or strategies have you considered or tried before to organise and prioritise your tasks?
So you see, this is where I struggle a bit because I help and coach other people to do exactly this. So I understand the theory of what should happen. It's interesting that I get stuck into this myself.
It's really common to find it challenging to apply our own advice to ourselves. Let's focus on making it easier for you. How about we pick one small, manageable change you can implement right away? What feels like the most pressing area to tackle first?
Um, Actually, just the whiteboard beside me because I keep looking to it, and every time I look at it, it annoys me because it's just full of stuff everywhere.
Okay, let's start with the whiteboard. One option could be to categorize the tasks on your whiteboard into broader themes or priorities. You could use different colors or sections for each category. How does that sound as a first step?
Um, yeah, although there's part of me thinking that I'm just kind of shuffling the decks as the Titanic goes down because I'm procrastinating somewhat, not really addressing the real issues, that there's just too much on the board.
That's a valid concern. How about this? Let's focus on reducing the clutter. You could start by identifying tasks or notes that are no longer relevant and removing them. This can help create space for what truly needs your attention. How does that approach feel to you?
Yeah, look, that sounds better. I mean, being able to reduce this somewhat is kind of where I want to get to.
Great. So, your first step could be to go through the whiteboard and remove anything outdated or unnecessary. Then, group the remaining tasks into categories. This should help make the board feel more manageable. After that, you can prioritize within each category. How does that sound as a plan?
That sounds good. That sounds good. Look, I think I'll give that a go. Do you mind coming out of character now and we can just kind of talk as normal again?
Not at all. How was that for a quick coaching session?
Do you know, it was good. What I'm really interested in, what's your reflection on how you coach that? Because there was one or two things that I picked up on that probably wasn't ideal as a coach. What did you think?
I aimed to follow the GROW model and keep it conversational. But reflecting on it, I might have jumped to solutions a bit quickly.
Yep.
Been to explore your perspective more before offering suggestions. It's important to let the coachee lead and to draw out their own insights. What were your thoughts?
Do you know that was exactly what I was thinking as well? That instead of getting me to come up with options, you started to give me solutions quite early on, and while they were good solutions, it didn't really give me time to explore what was happening.
I appreciate your feedback, and you're absolutely right. In coaching, the goal is to empower the coachee to find their own solutions. Next time, I'll focus more on guiding you to explore your own ideas first. Would you like to try another scenario or continue discussing this one?
Hey, look, let's wrap it up today, but really keen to discuss this at some point in the future. Thanks, tons. So, a quick reflection on, especially the reflection part that just happened at the tail end of that. I think it's really interesting that even now the models are able to pick up and be as reflective and to pick up some of the key issues that they're potentially getting wrong. The scary bit is that this is as bad as these models are ever going to get. Conversationally, I find myself being really drawn into the way the tonality. It does sound like I'm speaking to someone, and it's really easy to kind of get sucked into that this is a person. Um, I think there's huge implications with this going forward. I'm not saying that this is good or bad. I think there's huge benefits that are potentially there, and there are huge downsides potentially as well, especially to established professions, like coaching businesses, etc. But potentially there's also opportunities for people to be coached in a more broader way that and is more accessible to people across the globe at any time. Anyway, I hope you find this interesting. I'll be posting lots more on this soon. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and get the message out there. And until the next time, cheers.